Strategic steps to end acts of crime and criminality in the country for sustainable peace and prosperity, as President Muhammadu Buhari presides over National Security Council meeting. Office of the Accountant General of the Federation partners NTA an open treasury for accountability. Plus, situation report on a fire outbreak in Lagos. These and more on today's Panorama. I am Lydia Odijochi. Thank you for joining us. A crucial meeting of the National Security Council has ended with a promise to take more proactive and decisive measures towards bringing to an end acts of crime and criminality in the country for sustainable peace and prosperity. The strategic meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari harped on the need for better collaboration and synergy between governmental agencies and the entire society in the task of securing the country. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has details.
The National Security Meeting, which meets quarterly, is the highest security organ of the country responsible for coordinating policies on national security for sustainable peace, law and order. Presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, the meeting, first for the year 2020, had in attendance Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, National Security Advisor, Ministers of Defense, Interior and Police Affairs, Service Chiefs, and the Inspector General of Police. Directors General, Department of State Services, the National Intelligence Agency, and the Chief of Defense Intelligence were also present. The meeting, held behind closed doors, appraised the current security situation in the country and resolved to take far-reaching measures towards finding solutions comprehensively.
No one is oblivious of the enormity of the problems at hand. Government is aware, and that is why we had this meeting at the highest level. The issue of security in the context of the 21st century is not an issue of just arms and ammunition or robbers and gangsters. It's a multiple situation. The canvas is very, very extensive, and we're looking at it. Everybody understands the need for a whole of government approach in collaboration with a whole of society approach to achieve a whole of nation approach. This situation requires everybody in the country to work together to deal with these challenges. So where there are gaps, we need to fill these gaps to deal with this problem in a comprehensive manner.
The National Security Advisor, flanked by the Ministers of Defense, Interior and Police Affairs, Inspector General of Police and Director General, Department of State Services, said discussions at the meeting did not center on any of the resolutions by the National Assembly last Wednesday in respect of the nation's security situation. In fact, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, told NTA News that the meeting had no connection whatsoever with what happened at the National Assembly.
The President, for some time, has scheduled a day every week for the holding of security meetings. So the President decides from his vintage position as President and Commander-in-Chief. There are things he sees that a lot of the critics don't see. And it is for Nigerians to give him the benefit of the doubt. He knows what to do. He will hold back nothing from dealing with these rogue elements that have made life difficult for our citizens.
He said the President is committed to doing everything that can be done to make Nigeria, Nigerians, and indeed the sub-region safer for all, saying, however, that this requires the hands of everyone to be on the table towards achieving the desired results. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has received in audience former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that the visit by the former leader was the second in the last 3 months. Details of their high-level discussions held behind closed doors were not made public. Former President Jonathan did not speak to newsmen after the meeting, which lasted about 30 minutes. This is the third formal engagement between President Buhari and the former Nigerian leader since coming to power in 2015. Former President Jonathan, however, attended the National Council of State meeting once under the Buhari presidency. President Muhammadu Buhari says for the enormous task of nation building to be achieved, citizens of the country must work towards greatly enhancing their productive capacities. This, he said, is necessary towards creating a big, more promising and prosperous economy. The president was speaking at an audience with the 2019 National Productivity Order of Merit awardees. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the details.
The 2019 National Productivity Order of Merit Award recipients were in the State House to formally appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari for the recognition and honor bestowed on them by the federal government, which they described as fulfilling.
Mr. President, with the encouragement that you have given us, our pains will be relieved. And indeed, we want to emphasize that best help is self-help. As you have encouraged us, we will move out there to continue to work hard to support your commitment to Nigeria and Nigerians.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who congratulated the awardees, said their recognition was based on nothing rather than their exemplary service, conduct, productivity, innovation, and excellence in their various endeavors. He described them as role models for all to emulate.
I will take this opportunity to encourage our citizens, especially our youth, to emulate your actions as we continue to work together to build the Nigeria of our expectations. As a government, we shall continue to focus on providing a safe and secure nation with policies and programs that will bring prosperity to the masses. I am confident that this goal is achievable if we put our differences aside and work together in the spirit of cooperation.
The federal government, President Buhari said, will continue to preserve the merit-based selection process of recipients so as to sustain the integrity and values of what he called the great tradition.
I am informed that the National Productivity Center will, on an annual basis, organize forums for first awardees to come together and exchange ideas on how to encourage selfless service and commitment on our day-to-day lives. Your tangible contributions towards protecting, developing, and enhancing our country and its citizens are your lasting legacy.
Records show that the 2019 awardees are diverse and outstanding, amongst them captains of industry, technocrats, public servants, media practitioners, and security officials.
Conferment of the award on them is very significant. It's significant because for the first time, the committee on the National Productivity Award paid particular attention to job creation in the economy of Nigeria.
The National Productivity Order of Merit is one of the highest honors any nation can confer on its citizens. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
You're still watching Nation and Panorama. We're about to now join Adeola Komi Akere, who is live at the Balogun International Market, to tell us about the recent happenings after the fire outbreak. Adeola, if you are there and you can hear me properly, what is the situation right now?
See, after 3 days, we can still see that it's still burning in some areas. Just to my right behind me here, we can still see some flames. I am actually on Sunny Adewale Street. The incident affected buildings on Sunny Adewale and, of course, Martin Street in Balogun Market in Lagos. But currently, LASEMA, that's talking about the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, they are on ground demolishing the buildings, as you can see just behind me here. It's going to take them over 2 weeks from what we gathered, and that is because there's fire still burning even under the rubble, and some goods are also caught up under the rubble, and they are hopeful that maybe the first rain of the year will just fall and douse the fire. It's really dusty, the smoke, and everybody's wearing the nose masks just to prevent the dust from entering them. But what we are seeing now, it's going to take a whole lot. This is indeed a colossal loss. Billions of naira have gone down here. 10 buildings were actually affected, and the ones that caved in themselves is what the LASEMA team, they are trying to level. And if you just see also on the other side of Martin's, I beg your pardon, Sunny Adewale Street, you'll see that about four buildings. We're seeing the structures burnt and really shaky. The LASEMA officer told me that he's not sure if they are going to bring this down, but they have to, structural engineers have to come and evaluate the building to know the next action to take. And right now, I have Mr. Olumese. He also informed me that his wife just returned from China, where she went to buy goods for the year. Now, we know it was, Mr. Olumese, we know it was, you can face the camera, please. Okay. We know it was the generator that sparked it.
That's correct.
What was the situation that day? And what do you think is the next solution to stop fire incidences?
That very day was a very big chaos. And at the end of the day, there was a lot of commotion everywhere. And people were running helter-skelter. Even there was some that have some burn injuries and all the rest. And there was pocket of tips on that very day. Things were not really the way we expected, because we are not expecting that incident to happen. But as it came, everybody was running helter-skelter. People were trying to retrieve their goods, but it was not forthcoming. And I'm looking at it that some of these houses are so jumped together. That is why when the fire brigade came around, it was difficult for them to actually work effectively. And that is one of the reasons why the fire spread to 10 buildings, both 4 in Martin Street and 6 in Sunny Adewale Street.
Okay, now, is there any policy from the government to, try and arrange how to bring electricity to the market? I mean, try something other than generating sets.
There have not been anything like that. But if the government is willing to do that, maybe give us a plant. We, the marketer, are interested in supporting the government, but no plan of that nature. And every building run their own generator. That has been the case. Okay. And this very session, they are dealing on clothes. Majority of them is dealing on clothes. And immediately fire enter one shop, it spread to other places. If the government can be kind enough to do something about the light in the general market, not even only Balogun, because an incident happened recently in December. Another one happened even before, on Monday of this very week, before it actually happened, it came into a very big disaster.
Thank you, Mr. Olumese.
Thank you very much.
We hope that policy statements will be, made to take care of this. Well, we also gathered that in the last 2 days, 21 fire incidences was recorded by the Lagos Fire Service, and that goes to show that a lot of sensitization campaigns need to be done, because since the Harmattan set in, we've been recording fire outbreaks in Lagos State. And one other trader affected in this place, Amaka, is here. She's been standing by all morning, hoping against hope that, you know, they will see something to salvage while the caterpillars are demolishing. Just something to give them, a bit smile on their face. Amaka, how do you feel now?
Ever since that day, I've been so lonely, so heartbroken. And also, since then, my boss has been at home crying like a baby. He's begging on behalf of the government to please help us, our leaders, our viewer who is watching us, and also to pray to God that this should not happen again. Because we have a sign on Saturday
Okay, thank you, Amaka. We hope that the government, they've heard, and we hope that people will take safety seriously and don't just think that it doesn't happen, it hasn't happened to me, it won't happen. It may happen to you or someone you love. So, and that's the update on the fire outbreak here at the Balogun Stadium. So it's back to you, Lydia.
Thank you so much, Adiola. Really, that is one fire outbreak too many. We hope we don't have to witness anymore. Thank you so much, Adiola, for that update. Moving on Panorama, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has started its public sensitization on financial transparency with the Nigerian Television Authority. Project Officer Arab Kolo, while introducing the finance staff of the Nigerian Television Authority to the transparency portal, said the policy is irreversible and urged public servants to urgently key in. Leah Katun Babatunde has more.
Transparency policy and portal that requires the publication of public finance information through the Open Treasury portal. The idea is to entrench transparency and accountability through the public and cooperating partners as part of ongoing reforms in the public finance management space. The Office of the Accountant General is embarking on massive sensitization in line with open government partnerships with Nigeria has assented to. The Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) is an early bird as the Finance Directorate meets in Abuja ahead of the take-up of the Finance Law, February 2, 2020.
That is why we partner with the Office of the Accountant General to train our staff so that we key into it without any problem. The first thing is accountability. Now it's transparency. Whenever a policy is introduced, especially financial policy, we are always the first to key in.
And also we want to mobilize civil society organizations to show interest in the information they are getting from the portal so that we can fine-tune governance for the betterment of citizens.
This training is crucial for transparency as the staff get to interface deeply. Accountability, driven by technology, remains at the center of ongoing reforms for better service delivery.
All what you are doing, you must publish it so that in such a way that people will look at it and assess it and give you mark.
With this, NTA is poised to become a trailblazer in good governance through strategic partnerships such as this with the Office of the Accountant General. In Abuja, Leah Katumba Babatunde, NTA News.
This is Panorama. It's time for a break. We'll be right back in a moment. Don't go away.
Sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Welcome back. Relief has been reaching the families of victims of attack in Quarters village of Bokos local government area to cushion the hardship they are going through. The recent coming from the lawmaker representing Plateau Central Zone, who berated the attack and lent his voice that the National Assembly will soon evolve necessary legislative instruments to intensify community policing as a mechanism in curbing these attacks on innocent Nigerians. Kim Gotts reports.
Plateau Central Senatorial District has recently been under attacks, leading to loss of lives and property. The recent, which occurred in Quarters Village, Marish and Sabon Barki communities in Bokos local government area, has continued to raise concerns on how to clear trenches of Aslan's hideouts through effective community policing. Senator representing Plateau Central Senatorial District Hezekiah Dimka took out time to condole victims of Quarters Village at Bokos Cottage Hospital and over 200 internally displaced persons in camp, where he made cash and relief material donations. The lawmaker described the attack as provocative and called for a razor-edged security system to tackle internal insecurity in the area.
We have to put our heads together and be sure that we have something good that will protect our people. Our security agencies are all around. The military, the police, SDSS, they all everyone, even vigilante, advise people to remain calm.
He also assured the people of Plateau Central of collaboration with his colleagues at the Red Chambers to bring to an end the attacks in the state. These attacks are coming in the wake of series of peace efforts by government to ensure lasting peace returns to the state. In Jos, Kim Gotts, NTA News.
And now sports. National Anti-Doping Committee intensifies campaign against doping in sports. Ayo Deji Makinde is our guide on sports update.
Ahead of the 2020 Para Powerlifting World Cup in Abuja from February 4 to 7, Team Nigeria athletes continue to fine-tune preparations at the Gymnasium Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. 120 male and female para powerlifters in both junior and senior categories will test their might against contemporaries from over 40 countries as the bid to qualify for 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games. The Nigerian Television Authority has expressed its readiness to intensify ongoing fight against the scourge of doping in sports. The Director General NTA Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, represented by Director News Halima Musa, stated this while receiving a delegation from the National Anti-Doping Committee, led by its chairman Olanrewaju Kazim in Abuja.
NTA is always there for anything that is good for Nigeria. Anything that would protect and preserve the integrity of the country, we are at the forefront of it. So consider NTA a partner.
When there is this enlightenment, people will know the advantage in play clean.
In tennis, Novak Djokovic moved a step closer to retain the Australian Open title with a straight-set semi-final win over world number 3 Roger Federer. The Serbian, who is aiming for his 17th Grand Slam title, beats Swiss maestro 7-6, 6-4, 6-3 at Rod Laver Arena. Meanwhile, Gabinye Muguruza will on Saturday face Sofia Henin in the final of women's singles. Muguruza outplayed Romania's Simona Halep 7-6, 7-5, while Sofia Henin also stunned Ashley Barty 7-6, 7-5. With sports update, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
And that ends Panorama for now. Nationwide will be at 4. Do watch out for that. Good night.